Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Pia Wurtzbach, WWF-Philippines Ambassador, and welcome to the fourth and last episode of the Savour Planet webinar series, Recipe for Sustainable Dining. The Savour Planet webinar series was created to educate people how our food choices are connected to our environment. Its aim was to highlight that how we produce, consume, and dispose of our food actually plays a vital role in helping our planet. I hope you guys were able to watch the first 3 episodes, but if not, don't worry, they are all available on our YouTube page, so don't forget to check them out. So before we proceed before we proceed with today's final episode, okay, ito nyo live talaga, nagkakamali. I want to see, guys, where everybody's from, our audience. Let's do a quick location check. Comment your location below so we can give you a shout out. Let's see where everybody's from. Let's see. I'm going to try to read some of your comments. We have viewers from Valenzuela City, Lawag, Manila, Quezon City. Hello, guys. Cavite. Marikina. And Rojas, Palawan. Ooh, habot din tayo sa Palawan. Hello, guys. Kumusta? Oh, Antipolo, Cebu. Meron din. Kumusta, guys? Maayong buntag. Ay, tama ba yun? Malolos, Bulacan. Meron din. Malolos, Bulacan. Hello, guys. Tarlac. Ating mga kababayans from Tarlac. Santa Rosa, Laguna. Yes, yes, yes. General Santos also. And Bicol. Yan. Hello, guys. Thank you so much for watching us today. We encourage everyone to stay tuned until the end of the program and listen intently because, as always, we will be giving away prizes to the winners of our game, and we will be accepting the last round of entries for our raffle. So just a quick recap on our previous episodes. Last January, we celebrated Zero Waste Month by giving you tips and tricks on how to reduce food waste and plastic waste connected to food. Then on February, we introduced you to the planet-based diet and how we can make better food choices for ourselves and the environment. And last month naman, in April, we focused on loving our local resources, our local produce, and to help save money and our planet. I also learned a lot actually from hosting these episodes. I feel like as I'm doing them and as I'm talking to you guys, I'm also, a student. I'm also part of the audience and I'm learning. I'm learning from Rain every time I speak to her. So marami rin akong natutunan. I learned that some of it I already apply in my day-to-day, but some that I can definitely still improve on. So actually later, we'll mention these to you so then you can also apply them in your day-to-day. Grabe, May pa lang, ang dami na nating natutunan. Today's episode will be a little bit different though because we've already shared with you the many aspects of how food affects nature and kung ano man yung mga practical na tips and tricks for you to be a sustainable diner. Today, we will go beyond ourselves and we will be giving you the ingredients and the tools to make sustainable dining a part of our society and community. So without further ado, let's start learning. Please welcome WWF-Philippines Sustainable Consumer Specialist for the Sustainable Diner Project, Lorraine Roque.
Hi, Pia. Nice to see you again.
Hello, Rain. Nice to see you again. Okay, to start off, could you give us a recap about the Sustainable Diner Project?
Okay, so last time, nung nag-usap tayo nung April, WWF was celebrating 60 wonderful years of action for nature. And we really can't deny that WWF is more known on projects and efforts na nakafocus sa wildlife conservation. However, we also wanted to highlight na marami rin talagang projects ng WWF tungkol sa iba't ibang environmental issues that extend beyond animals. At kasama dun yung project namin on food. So, yung project namin, the project I'm part of is called the Sustainable Diner Project at kinokonekta nito ang mga epekto ng ating food choices sa ating environment. So, we are working on integrating sustainability principles into food-related national and local policies, food business operations, and the consumer behavior of Filipinos. So ano nga ba ulit ang sustainable diner? So para sa ating loyal viewers from episode 1 pa lang, andyan sila. For sure, I think, memorize yun na to. Pero para sa ating new viewers, ang pagiging sustainable diner ay napakadali lamang. So it just sounds very fancy, complicated, ganun. But actually, it's just embodying these 5 principles. So conserving energy and water, using local and seasonal produce, reducing the use of single-use plastics, eating more plant-based dishes, and reducing food waste. So, ito yung 5 bagay na natutunan natin nung nakaraang 3 episode ng Savour Planet series. So, Savour Planet is a play on words of save our, as in iligtas, and savor, as in namnamin or i-enjoy. So the aim was to educate on what it means to be a sustainable diner. So if hindi kayo nakanood naman nung last few episodes, that's okay, don't worry, kasi available siya sa YouTube ng WWF-Philippines for you to rewatch anytime. So yung first episode natin, as mentioned by Pia, it was last January, wherein we focused on reducing our waste. So that's on food waste and yung mga plastic waste na related sa pagkain. Yung second episode naman, nung February, we focused on eating more plant-based dishes. At yung third episode, last April, was about loving local resources and local produce. And today is our last episode. So grabe kasi it kind of feels surreal to me. Napatapos na tong series na to. So we made sure to make today extra special for you guys. So today, we will be teaching you the recipe for sustainable dining. So di ba kapag nagluluto tayo, ang unang-una nating kailangan ay yung ingredients. So ano nga ba ang ingredients for sustainable dining? So actually, may 4 yan. So may 4 ingredients tayo. Research, policy, business interventions, and education.
Ayan. Now we know the recipe for sustainable dining. Pero Rain, sobrang abstract nitong ingredients natin. What exactly are we gonna share with our viewers today?
So, itong mga sangkap na to or ingredients, ito yung mga nabuo ng Sustainable Diner Project, which is already available or will be available for the public's use. Kasi yung project na to, ang Sustainable Diner Project, ay isang pioneer project dito sa Pilipinas. So, what does that mean? That means na wala pa talagang masyadong research or materials focused on food sustainability na easily available. Kaya itong mga ito ay magiging useful para sa mga, kunwari, yung mga gustong mag-research, sa mga business owners, sa teachers, sa students, and really anyone who wants to learn more about our food and the environment. Kaya today, we wanted to focus on highlighting these materials and more importantly, kung saan nyo siya ma-access or kung kailan siya magiging available.
Okay, Rain, that's so exciting na pioneer project pala dito and sustainable diner project.
Yes, Pia. Actually, I think yung most exciting part of this is that usually, yung mga ganitong kinds of materials na available online, galing kasi siya from foreign sources. So, yung mga ginagamit na examples, hindi siya masyadong relatable or applicable sa typical life of a Filipino. So, ang exciting kasi itong materials that I will share with you today or that I will show you are all localized in the Filipino context. So, it's really made by Filipinos for Filipinos. So, yung pinakauna nating ingredient ay research. So, kasi syempre, di ba, dapat may basehan kung ano yung mga nire-recommend and yung actions ng project. And as a science-based organization, WWF relies heavily on research. Pero nung nag-start yung project nung 2017, wala pa talaga masyadong naaral tungkol sa sustainable dining dito sa Philippines. So, we thought na kami na lang yung gumawa ng research. So, syempre, hindi ko na kayo ibabore, di ba? Kasi very technical tong studies na to. So, gusto ko lang ipakita sa inyo ano ba yung resources na available for you and kung ano yung interesting tungkol sa kanila. So, yung una ay ang life cycle assessment. So, tinignan nito yung mga proseso ng restaurant mula procurement, yun yung pagbili ng ingredients or mga kailangan sa kitchen, ganun, hanggang food storage and preparation, tapos hanggang restaurant operations, at sa dulo, yung disposal. Tapos, in-identify niya kung alin ba sa mga ito yung may pinakamataas na environmental impact. Tapos, sa findings, makikita natin na ang may pinakamataas ay ang restaurant operations. So, makikita dito na 58% ng carbon footprint na napoproduce ng restaurants ay nanggagaling sa kanilang operations. So, this is interesting kasi ang operations ay kontrolado ng owners or management ng restaurant. So, this means na since doon ang may malaking environmental impacts, meron kang magagawa about it. So, you just have to do some changes on how the restaurant operates. Pero more on that later. So, tinignan din actually ng study na ito yung carbon footprint naman ng ibang menu items sa mga restaurants na nag-participate sa study. Tapos pinag-aralan kung alin yung may pinakamataas na environmental impacts. So, kayo guys, sa viewers natin ngayon, can you take a guess kung ano yung Filipino foods na mataas ang carbon footprint? So, you can comment that below, yung mga guess nyo. Tapos kung interesado kayong malaman yung sagot or aralin itong study na ito, this LCA will be released by next week sa publications page ng WWF-Philippines website. So, we will also be releasing an article next week with the links to these materials. So don't worry kasi magkakaroon kayo ng reference material on how to access all these things. Ayan. So mula naman sa ating life cycle assessment, nalaman natin na ang restaurant operations pala ang may pinakamalaking effect sa environment. Pero, di ba kung business-minded ka, kailangan practical eh. Kung may babaguhin tayo sa ating business, kailangan magkakaroon tayo ng savings or eventually mababawi natin yung expenses natin or yung nilabas na pera. So ito naman ang sinasagot ng ating cost-benefit analysis. So kung mag-a-apply tayo ng sustainable practices sa operations ng restaurant, alin ba ang may pinakamalaking benefits pagdating sa pera at sa environmental impact? So parang Miss Universe tayo ngayon, in third place or second runner-up, ay ang water treatment or ang paggamit ng filters, mga purifiers, ganun, o kaya yung ibang treatment devices. So ito yung para sa tubig na iniinom natin or ginagamit sa pagluto. Instead of buying yung mga bottled or pre-packaged na water. Kasi in the long run, mas mura na bumili ng device and filter replacements kaysa bumili lagi ng bottled water. So through that, magkakaroon ka ng more savings and less plastic waste. So, sa first runner-up naman natin or second place ay ang paggamit ng tirang pagkain or ingredients para sa ibang menu items or dishes. So, ito yung mga pinagbalatan ng gulay, yung mga hindi nagamit na ingredients at iba pa. So, based sa mga restaurants na nag-participate sa study na ito, these items make up 1/3 ng food waste na na-generate nila. So, pwede itong gamitin sa mga items like soup, mga side dishes, or gumamit para sa iba pang recipes. Like, you can create new recipes from these leftovers. So, basically, kumikita ka dun sa mga bagay na dapat itatapon mo na, tapos nababawasan mo rin yung pagkain na napupunta dun sa landfills. So, again, win-win situation siya for our wallet and for the environment. And the grand winner naman, ang ating Miss Universe, ay ang soft and residual measures. Ano ba to? Ano bang soft and residual measures? Parang ang technical naman ng term, di ba? Pero actually, it's very simple. These are the small actions that you can do, like switching off lights kapag maliwanag sa umaga, yung pag-ayos ng mga tulo or mga leaks ng lababo, yung pag-reuse ng ating water, avoiding plastics, etc. So dito, makikita mo na yung small actions talaga, meron siyang bigger impacts.
Rain, can I just point out na itong soft and residual measures na to, di ba part na rin siya ng mga na-discuss na tips nung last episode? And ang galing kasi meron ng studies talaga backing it up that these things really do give you the most benefits.
Yes, Pia, that's correct. Tapos yung study din na to, it gives direction to the restaurants na if they want to implement eco-friendly practices. So alam nila kung ano ba yung mga practices na would give them the most benefits out of their investment. So right now, pinapolish pa tong study na to and you will be able to access it on our website by July. So again, we'll include this dun sa resource material we'll release next week. And lastly, for research, tinignan din namin kung ano ba ang best kind of food donation program to implement locally. Ang food donation kasi, isa siya sa paraan upang mabawasan ang food waste. So, what we found out is that the food should be redistributed with human dignity in mind. Yung hindi lumalabas na namamalimos yung taong binibigyan natin. So, may lumabas kasi na findings na ayaw din minsan pumila ng tao kahit kailangan nila kasi nakakababa sa tingin sa sarili. Kaya it would be more effective kung merong systematic model na pwedeng ipaloob yung mga ganitong kinds of programs sa mga existing community programs. So, sa ganitong paraan, parang mas may reach mo yung totoong nangangailangan, tapos makakaiwas ka din sa pang-aabuso. So, lumalabas na parang nagbibigay ka lang ng regalo, hindi siya talaga dole out. So, if you're interested in this, you can find it on our website by next week or the first week of June. So ngayon, meron na tayong base ng ating recipe for sustainable dining. Kumbaga kapag nagluluto ka, nakapag-isa ka na ng bawang at sibuyas. So pwede na natin lagay yung main ingredients. So ang una nating main ingredient ay policy. Kasi napaka-importante ng policy work talaga pagdating sa ganitong kinds of movements. Kasi isa sila sa major drivers ng systemic change. So ang Sustainable Diner Project ay nakatulong sa paggawa ng isang local ordinance na nakafocus sa food waste reduction in Cebu City. So Councilor Alvin Dizon proposed na yung sobrang food mula sa restaurants, cafeterias, yung mga malalaking groceries, mga school canteens, at iba pang food establishments ay pwedeng isegregate. Tapos yung pagkain pwede pa makain, i-distribute siya sa food banks na accredited ng Department of Social Welfare and Services. Tapos yung mga hindi na pwedeng makain, i-compost siya tapos gagamitin sa lupa para sa gardening. So, di ba ang galing? Kasi this way, we are able to divert the food waste from the landfills. Tapos, mapapakinabangan pa siya ng tao tsaka ng ating lupa.
Oh.
So, and what's more, malapit na rin kasi magkaroon ng same ordinance sa Quezon City. So hopefully, over time, makita ng ibang LGUs yung effect ng ganitong kind of ordinance. Tapos i-adopt din nila. So kung interesado kayong basahin yung ordinansang ito, you can find it online. So you have to just Google Food Waste Reduction Ordinance of Cebu City. And of course, syempre hindi magpapahuli ang ating national government. On the way na rin ang ating food waste reduction bill. So it's only a matter of time before we have a national law actually addressing wasted food in the Philippines. So we'd also love to hear from you guys kung baka in your own communities or your own households, meron na kayong ganitong kind of system in place on addressing food waste. So you can share with us in the comments kung ano yung mga ginagawa nyo na ngayon para mabawasan ang food waste.
Rain, it's really great to see that our government is getting involved. So aside from policies related to food waste, do we have other policies on the way?
Yes, Pia, actually, may i-release din ang The Sustainable Diner Project na parang compilation of policy recommendations na nabuo kasama yung LGU partners namin. So it outlines suggested policies related to sustainable dining, so not just food waste. Tapos it can be used as an inspiration or reference for other LGUs na gusto rin gumawa ng ganitong uri ng mga policy. So this one will be available by the end of June naman. So at this point, if you guys have any questions at any part of this episode, just comment your questions below and we'll try to address them during the Q&A later. So our next main ingredient ay business intervention. So when we think about sustainable dining, syempre, kasama ang ating private sector through the restaurants and food establishments. So kanina, na-mention natin na meron tayong cost-benefit analysis. Well, we have good news kasi you can conduct your own cost-benefit analysis in your own restaurant. So nag-develop din kami ng monitoring tool for restaurants. So you can compute kung ano yung cost and benefits ng pag-adopt ng sustainable practices and tailor fit siya for your own establishment. So this way, you can identify which alternatives you can pursue first. So this one will include an instruction manual and a video also on how to use the tool. And it can be downloaded in July. So again, don't worry kasi we will be releasing a master list of the materials. And we'll be updating it constantly kapag natatapos na yung mga items na ito. So next, we also develop training manuals with matching videos kung paano mag-incorporate ng sustainable practices in restaurant operations. So itong manuals na ito will cover topics on food safety, food waste, planet-based diets, plastics, resource efficiency, and urban gardening. So kung mapapansin nyo, very akma siya dun sa 5 principles na tinuturo ng The Sustainable Diner. So for this one, pwede siyang magamit para sa planning ng management ng restaurant or ng establishment. Pwede rin siyang for training materials ng employees, ganun. Or kung gusto mo na matuto ka lang, ganun, makakuha ka ng ideas or inspiration on what kind of sustainable practices yung pwedeng ma-implement sa businesses, then this will be useful for you. So we're almost done with this. It will be publicly available on our website by July. And lastly, for businesses, this one's exciting. We are also in the middle of developing an application called SoilMate. So this app lets restaurants sign up to a bokashi composting subscription service kung saan bibigyan ka ng materials to collect your restaurant's food waste sa mga bucket. Tapos bibigyan ka rin nila ng bokashi brand. Tapos, kokolektahin ng green space yung puno mong bucket at dadalhin nila sa kanilang composting facility para gawing compost. So, bibigyan ka rin nila in exchange ng full bucket mo ng bagong buckets at brand to continue this cycle. So, this way, hindi na mapupunta yung food waste mo sa landfills. Tapos, instead, magiging useful resource siya para sa ating lupa. So this is the most convenient way to compost kasi green space, our partner, will do the work for you. So what you only have to do is to collect your food waste and fill up your bucket. So sobrang dali na niya. So this super exciting kasi we're about to launch this soon. We're preparing a soft launch on June 15.
Rain, for this app, can it only be used for restaurants?
Actually, initially, we thought of just opening it for restaurants. Pero now, we are also opening it to everyone. So, pwede na rin siya sa household level or sa individual level. So, watch out for the launch, guys, on June 15. So, ngayon, meron na tayong research, meron na tayong policy, tapos involved na rin ang ating businesses or private sector. So, kailangan natin ng something that would bring it all together. So, we need education. Kasi walang point ang research, policy, and business interventions kung wala siyang public support and awareness. So we all know kung gaano ka-important ang education. Kaya we created the Climate Plate. So this one is a teaching manual na makakatulong sa mga teachers na isama ang environmental education sa kanilang existing subjects. So pwede itong gawin kahit sa mga subjects na hindi science-related. For example, sa English, pwede ka gumamit ng environmental terms to teach spelling or sa mga spelling bee. Or if you're gonna assign reading materials, pwedeng nakafocus siya on environmental issues para sa reading and comprehension lessons nyo. Ang Climate Plate is designed for primary and secondary school teachers. Pero pwede rin kasi siyang magamit ng homeschoolers, ng mga tutors, even parents and the students. And actually anyone who wants to learn more about food and the environment or the environment in general. So this one has been available since last year at pwede na siyang ma-download sa publications page ng WWF-Philippines website. So again, we'll include this in the master list next week. At syempre, kung meron tayong para sa grade school at high school, kailangan meron din tayo for college. So very holistic. So itong Serve Our Planet ay isang supplementary teaching material para sa mga college courses na related sa pagkain. So ito yung mga HRM, nutrition, tourism, at iba pa. So we are developing this in tandem with UPLB or University of the Philippines, Los Baños. And this is useful for you if you're a professor or a student under the courses ng tourism, nutrition, HRM, and culinary. So sustainable dining kasi is the future. Kaya it's so important for universities to be at the forefront of these kinds of movements in order to equip the future generations accordingly. So this one will be available by the end of June and will eventually be added sa master list natin. Ngayon naman, so back in 2018, we also developed an interactive game kung saan makakakuha kayo ng overview ng environmental impact ng inyong food choices. So it's such a fun way to learn kasi you get to learn through play. So pwede nyo itong gamitin just for fun or pwede rin siyang educational tool if you're a teacher, ganon. Minsan nung may face-to-face events pa kami, we would use this as an icebreaker or an opener for the events. So this year, we worked on upgrading this game and we included more food choices and more tips. So kapag nilaro niyo yung bagong version, mas madami ng nakakatakam na food options and even vegetarian dishes. So we will be relaunching this around mid-June. So for now, pwede niyong ma-access yung older version sa the Sustainable Diner page under the food projects ng WWF-Philippines website. Now, speaking of fun ways to learn, we also created a comic series na pwedeng gumagamit as a visual way to learn about sustainable dining. So yung last part ng series na to will be released in June, and we will also be compiling these in a digital book that can be accessed by everyone. And now for all our budding chefs and mga home cooks out there na nanonood, we're also developing a recipe book. Ayan. So, fini-feature natin dito yung sustainable recipes ng iba't ibang chefs na nakatrabaho namin sa The Sustainable Diner Project. Tulad ng Nurture Wellness Village, The Farm at San Benito, si Chef Michelle Adriana, at marami pang iba. So, may recipes din dito from our collaboration with Casey Concepcion's Kitchen Collab series, ang Kawalikasan episodes, which you can also watch on WWF-Philippines YouTube channel. So the digital copy of the recipe book will be released on June 18, World Gastronomy Day. And lastly, over the 4 years, madaming na-create ang The Sustainable Diner Project na short videos, mga webinars tulad nitong Savour Planet, and other practical awareness campaigns na pwede nyong ma-access sa aming YouTube, Facebook at Instagram account. So, pwedeng-pwede niyong balikan and i-share lahat ng to sa mga friends, mga students, family, and really anyone that you want to share this with para mapalaganap natin yung mensahe na ang ating mga desisyon pagdating sa pagkain ay may positibo at negatibong epekto sa ating kalikasan. Ayan. So, ang daming nagawa, ang daming nangyari in the 4 years. So to make sustainable dining happen here in the Philippines, we really need a holistic recipe, combining research, policy, business interventions, and education. So we leave these ingredients for you to use as you wish. So kahit na teacher ka, student, business owner, or kahit ordinary citizen, there's something here for you. Ayun. So sana may natutunan kayo guys over the last 5 months with us. And we hope that sustainable dining becomes the norm when it comes to our food choices. So we can all be sustainable diners. And remember that collective actions lead to huge impact.
Wow, thank you so much, Rain. Sobrang dami na talagang na-develop ng The Sustainable Diner Project over the last 4 years. And these are really going to be very useful in normalizing sustainability in our food industry. And as mentioned by Rain, all of these materials and resources will be available to the public and they will be releasing a master list next week, complete with the links to all of these materials. Okay, so thank you again so much, Rain, and of course to the entire project team of the Sustainable Diner who were behind all of the things that we shared with you today. Okay, so just reminding everyone that at the end of this webinar, we are having a short game with prizes and last round for our raffle. So I hope that you all paid attention. Before that, we are opening the floor for questions from our audience. If anyone has any question, please feel free to write them down in our comment section. In the interest of time, we will be covering only 2 to 3 questions before we proceed to our exciting game. Okay, let's see if we have any questions, guys. Send them over now. Okay, we have one already. This pandemic, nag-decrease po ang dining. Mas dumami ang sa bahay na lang kumakain. How can sustainable diner help household food preparation to waste disposal? Very good question.
That's a really good question actually. Kasi nung nag-start yung project ng Sustainable Diner, the main focus talaga was on dining out. Kasi mahirap nang maalala ngayon, pero pre-pandemic, lagi tayong nasa labas ng bahay. Pero ngayon that we're always stuck at home, since last year, we focused on teaching more about how sustainable dining can be brought inside our houses. So, madami siyang ways. It was also covered by the previous episodes of the Savour Planet. So, I hope you guys can watch that. Pero, for example, kunwari, pupunta ka sa palengke or you're gonna buy your ingredients, one of our tips is to buy local and buy seasonal. So, yun yung mga seasonal fruits and vegetables. And buy more plant-based ingredients. So, eating more plant-based talaga really helps to be more sustainable when we eat out. And of course, ang food waste naman is something that can be addressed even outside or inside our homes. So, yung simpleng pag-ubos ng pagkain or basta pag-iwas ng pagtapon ng pagkain natin, malaking tulong na rin siya.
Tama, tama. I completely agree with that, Rain. So, do we have any other? Oh, we have one more here. How can Sustainable Diner Project be integrated in the educational curriculum? I think it's about time.
Yes, actually, this one is very much possible. Kasi, for example, if nag-aral ka sa Catholic school, if mapapansin nyo na lahat ng lessons na tinuturo, mayroong nakaakibat na Catholic values, di ba? So you can do that same kind of approach when it comes to environmental values or valuing our environment. So, eto, pwede siyang magawa talaga through the help of not just us, pero the government, the schools mismo, and yung willingness ng ating students. So, kailangan multi-sectoral approach talaga siya. So, I think the first part would be to have the tools to actually do this. So, that's one of the things na tinatry i-address ng ating climate plate environmental teaching manuals. So, the next part would be yung pag-adopt naman ito sa schools. So, if people see the demand or if our government sees the demand for this kind of change, then I think na mas mag-move forward din siya.
Hopefully, I hope to see that very soon. Wouldn't it be so nice if they flashed like Sustainable Diner Project, I don't know, infographics during classes, right? That would be so nice. Sana, sana. We have another one here. Saan ang launch ng Soilmate app? And will it be available sa iOS and Android?
Ayan, so yung Soulmate launch natin will also be here sa WWF-Philippines Facebook page on June 15. And yes, it will be available for iOS and for Android. So, manood kayo guys sa ating launch and hopefully matry out nyo rin yung subscription service.
Okay, well, thank you so much, everyone, for your questions and participation. I'm sorry, but we can't address all of the questions, but members of the Sustainable Diner team will try to answer some through the comments. All right, here's the moment we've all been waiting for. Our game is very simple, and this is just to test what you have learned from this episode. I will pass over the mic to Rain, who will be asking the questions, and you will be given only 10 seconds to answer. Paunahan na lang po ng i-type ang answer sa comment section, and a WWF representative will be sending you a message on how you can get your prize. Okay? Rain, let's start na.
Okay guys, so we have 5 questions for you and as Pia mentioned, only 10 seconds to answer. So yung mauna na makakuha ng correct answer will receive a prize from WWF. So first question. Ayan. Give me one principle of being a sustainable diner. So I think we've mentioned this a couple of times throughout the episode. Very easy. Ayan, time's up. So, ang answers ay conserving energy and water, using local and seasonal produce, reducing the use of single-use plastics, eating more plant-based dishes, or reducing food waste. Ayan. So I'm sure may nakakuha nito sa inyo and we'll find out later kung sino ang winner. So question number 2. What is the title of today's Savour Planet episode? Nako. So, yan yung mga nakakita ng ating poster or nakakita ng ating mga post. Ayan. So, time's up. So, the title is Recipe for Sustainable Dining. Okay. Third question. Give me one ingredient from the recipe for sustainable dining. So we gave you 4 ingredients kanina and very abstract ingredients siya, pero I hope na na-pick up niyo siya. So time's up. So the 4 ingredients are research, policy, business interventions, and education. Okay, so last 2 questions. Kaya niyo yan. Question number 4. Which city was mentioned that has a local food waste ordinance? So this one was proposed by Councilor Alvin Dizon. Okay, time's up. It's Cebu City. Ayan. So, hello sa mga taga Cebu. Okay. Last question. Last chance, guys. What is the name of our project in WWF-Philippines? I think na-mention ko to throughout the episode mga 20 times. So I hope nakuha nyo. So time's up. And the answer is the Sustainable Diner Project. Okay, so as mentioned by Pia, we will be reaching out to the winners of our game by Monday to let them know na sila ang nanalo. So for the last round naman of our raffle, we have previously mentioned that for each episode, we will provide a Google form wherein you can submit your details to serve as your raffle entry for that episode. So 1 entry lang for each episode. So if you attended the first 3, then you get a total of 4 entries na. And of course, more chances of winning. So yung prize natin will be a big bundle of WWF merchandise and other exciting products. So we will only accept entries until 12 midnight tonight, and 3 winners will be announced on Monday, May 31. So take note of the link, and good luck, guys. Back to you, Pia.
Thank you. Congratulations to all our game winners, and I hope everyone was able to take note of the link for the raffle. And don't forget that the announcement of our raffle winners will be on May 31. So before we wrap up the Savour Planet series, I would like to take this opportunity to invite everyone to support WWF Philippines by donating to the organization's environmental conservation efforts. To learn about WWF Philippines and to find out how we can help change the ending for the planet, visit wwf.org.ph or simply visit our Facebook page and click the Learn More button to support our environmental frontliners and partner communities. So there we go. You guys see that on the screen. Well, that includes the Savour Planet series. We hope we inspired you over the last couple of months to be sustainable diners. And we hope to see you guys again for WWF's other events and campaigns. Stay tuned on WWF Philippines official social media pages for other official announcement on future digital events. This is Pia Wurtzbach, WWF Philippines Ambassador, now signing off. Have a great evening, everyone.